How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. I hope all is well. So this is the third video in our class series, Survivor class series, for beginners or for anybody that wants to brush up on something they probably already know. So, our next class, we're actually going to go into Hunter. So one of the main hunters that I play is actually Amanda. Long live the Queen. But let's get into it. So, hunters actually carry more ammo, deal more range damage, have slower stamina consumption as well, but they have the least amount of health in the game. So what does that mean? So they do 1.5 times the damage of the gun. So if the gun says it does 100 damage, hunters do 150 damage with ranged weapons. And they do 70% of melee damage. So if it says 100, they do 70. So they are physically the weakest, inherently in the game, but they have a lot of dodge power typically going on. So let's go into the tree really quickly. So hunters typically don't have longevity in terms of HP and shield. However, of course, if they want to go in here, they can say, "I ain't afraid of no trap." It reduces the fear from traps, from demon traps, and ready for anything actually reduces the amount of damage received from demon traps. So, in recent patches, you're actually not able to dodge traps anymore in terms of the HP damage. So, ready for anything could be a bit meta for some hunters, since they can no longer dodge through the summon coming out of a trap. So they have to take the damage as mandatory. And actually past here you have industrial strength for 20% more health, and tougher than hell for damage reduction. Another way that you guys can have some sustain is actually going into staying power to increase maximum stamina, and artful dodger. You can invest however much you want, and that'll also give you guys quite a bit of dodges, because it reduces the stamina cost for dodges plus staying power. And Artful Dodger also, stamina cost reduction, it does add with your pink F. There is a pink F in stamina that decreases stamina usage, and we're going to go into that when we look at the pink F in game. So there are currently 4 hunters: Evil Dead 2 Ash, Ed Gentley, oh my god, Kelly Maxwell, and Amanda Fisher. So let's get into Amanda Fisher. Amanda Fisher is she can be played in pretty much 2 main ways and an in-between way. So typically someone can play her, use any gun they want, and then go off, right? One of the most common ways people play her is they use the blunderbuss, and they go into sometimes quicker cooldown. They go into range, and then they pop with the blunderbuss, since they don't have to reload. However, Amanda with the blunderbuss is actually not as game-changing as it used to be. When the game first came out, the blunderbuss did way more damage and had a much slower reload speed. Due to the update, they actually brought down the damage of the blunderbuss, but they greatly increased the reload speed. So any character can pretty much do well with the blunderbuss if they have to, just because her gimmick doesn't actually save too much time anymore. But another way you can play her is as intended. Playing Amanda as intended is actually quite difficult, and they scaled down the damage just a little bit. So headshots used to do more damage, now it doesn't typically, but she starts off with the pistol. So she has Trusty Sidearm and Weapon Master Pistol that allows her to start with the pistol and do more damage with the pistol. Accuracy counts is her big thing. So if you're shooting consecutively and not missing, you're gaining 2% stack, 3% if you are prestige. So the way that it works is that with her, you typically want to shoot, 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 handle your own targets. If you have an Amanda Fisher on your team, you want to be conscious of Amanda's stacks and let the Amanda build stacks. But that's very difficult to manage as an Amanda player. So Amanda, I believe, is the second hardest character to play in the game when using her intentionally. She is not a beginner character in terms of using all of her skills in tandem. But if you just want to use your active ammo for days, you pop it, and you get to shoot without using ammos. Anybody can do that. But if you want to get the accuracy count, stacks, and whatnot, that is going to be quite an advance because you cannot miss. So you have about a 5-second window to gain stacks. So the way the accuracy count works is that you will shoot, you will hit a target. You have to hit a target. And then when you hit a target, you'll see in the top right, you see those 3 little bullets. That's going to be under your HUD. I'm going to show you guys in game. And you have about 5 seconds. Otherwise, all the stacks will decay. You can keep refreshing stacks and adding stacks as you land shots. So it actually stacks for 15 stacks. So it goes 2%, that goes up to 15%. It goes up to 30 stack, if you will. But if you prestige, that 3% actually goes up to 45% extra damage per hit. But it takes quite a bit of time, and typically people don't get high stacks unless they're using the handgun as intended, or they're using something accurate like a revolver, and they're picking their shots quite well. The handgun shoots fast, but it is a gun that will chew through ammo like nothing, so you need to be mindful. Also, to get the maximum benefit of playing Amanda, you do have to, your headshot rate has to be quite high. One of the things that's really scary is the constant headshots from the pistol, because they keep scaling up thanks to accuracy counts. So what people will do is they'll have 1 bullet in the chamber. So if you have 1 bullet in the chamber, last chance activates. If you have 1 bullet in the chamber with any weapon, even if the weapon only has 1 round at all, like the crossbow or the blunderbuss, that last bullet will have the 20% damage buff. So what you do as Amanda, with any gun, if you have 1 bullet left, you activate ammo for days. Each shot that you shoot will have the 20% buff because it'll be counted as the last bullet. And you'll have the 20% buff at base, and then as you get your stacks off, as you're not missing, you're getting 2% for each consecutive hit, and it builds up. So she's really scary if you are quite accurate. She can shoot through things like crazy. It is important to note that you can use ammo for days when you have no bullets in your gun. So even if you're all out of ammo, you activate ammo for days, and suddenly you can shoot without reloading for 7 seconds, 9 seconds if prestiged. Typically also on the hunter tree, people have different ways of building based off of the guns that they tend to go for. So typically, I personally have deadly from a distance and deadly up close. I don't run extra longevity. I'm quite a risky player. But this is something so you can be proficient with any gun that you pick up, whether it be a hunting rifle, a boomstick, blunderbuss, whatever it may be. That's something you can do. Surgical strike actually reduces the spread of ranged weapons. So if you're using a shotgun, the pellets will actually come together. The way that it shoots an area of pellets, and only the pellets that hit the head gets the headshot bonus. But if you have surgical strike, then more pellets will tend to hit the head. Firm grip will actually kill some of the recoil. So if you're trying to go for accuracy counts or certain things, firm grip can help you out. And of course, long shot increases the range of ranged weapons. So some guns have a burst of damage, like the blunderbuss or the shotgun class weapons, but they have pretty shitty range. So this allows you to actually have more range, so you're safer from melee damage from units, because once again you do not have a lot of health. So by increasing the range of your fire, you actually stay a little bit out of melee range, allowing you to save some health. So that little bit goes quite a long way. And long shot is also good for sniping flutes. So if you have a hunting rifle, or a revolver, or lever action, and the necromancer puts a flute up, yeah, you're gonna be able to hit that flute from quite a far distance. Meaning you don't have to run all the way up to hit the flute and then come back, typically, which is pretty good, because that is one way that the necromancer does like to stall the objectives or harass players, is to have someone leave and look for the flute. So being able to snipe that from quite a long distance will actually help your team and help you, of course, right? If the better your team is, the better you are. The next hunter is Kelly Maxwell. So Kelly Maxwell is a bit of a spry fighter. So her active slip shot, it allows her to actually dodge without expending stamina, just for a short period of time. But if she dodges and then she shoots, she does cause some bleed out, which is not bad. Weapon Master Meathammer, they buffed Weapon Master Meathammer so she can boop bad guys a lot faster and do a little bit more damage with the Meathammer. What's really important is that though she has an inherent debuff to melee, like all other hunters, that Weapon Master does buff attack speed and does buff balance bar damage, so she can actually shit out balance bar damage using melee, which is pretty good. Counter shot, so when she successfully dodges and she shoots, she gets there's some bleeding damage going on there. And at prestige, it goes up to 30%. It starts at 25, so that's not too bad. It does reward accurate just dodging, which is good. It's a good skill to have. Just being a survivor, it's a good skill to be able to dodge and not take damage, or not take unnecessary damage, rather. In Battle Frenzy, basically she gets stronger in terms of her melee damage the longer that she is in sustained combat. So that's not bad. And I like to have little fun builds. I go here as well because sometimes you might be off on your own and then you'll get some extra damage if no one's around you. I like to build people differently, but you know, most people, they actually, well, not most, but some people will actually build going into here. So this is what Kelly Maxwell does. If you want, you can actually build a lot into your initial damage, and then your bleed damage. And bleed damage is damage over time based off of the damage that you have done to the target. So if you have really high burst damage, like shoot range damage, then the bleed out damage will scale up and do quite a bit of damage, which is really good for fucking Elegoses that like to run around and looking like an invisible shithead. You can actually just get some counter shots on them. Ed Gentley is interesting hunter. So it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Allows him to actually pop some of those traps. So he has a flashlight. You're gonna hear him go doom on the, and it will actually allow him to disarm traps as he walks around, which is good because they buff traps, buffed / fixed traps, making it so that you take HP damage, and you take unavoidable HP damage. So he can actually save the team from taking unavoidable HP damage whenever he pops that active, which is pretty good. Enduring Light, battery life increased by 100%. And Weapon Master Crossbows has been reduced from 20% to 10% to 5%, because of his last perk, the Collector. So typically, Ed does increase the rarity of items. So it increases the rarity of crates, and also increases the rarity well, increases the frequency of enemies dropping loot. So this is really good for keeping up the shemps, the amulets, the ammo, and that's pretty much what he is. He helps people with inventory using the collector, and crates of high rarity. High rarity crates give more pink F. So common gives you 1, rare gives you 2, epic gives you 3, and legendary crates give you 4. So by increasing the rarity of chests, he also increases the rarity, well, increases the rate that the team will actually buff up. And this trap is just pretty useful in terms of avoiding HP damage. Pretty good. Last but not least, we got my boy Ash, but a little bit older. Evil Dead 2 Ash, Exorcist. And I love the icon in the top right. It's a middle finger to evil, because that's what it is. Exorcist, he does it, blow. It banishes the demon from a basic possessed unit or a possessed survivor. Be mindful, because some demons will possess a survivor just to tempt the Evil Dead 2 Ash to use the power, and then someone like Elagos will actually then power possess a basic unit and then come after y'all. So be mindful of the strength of the enemy, and be careful not to fall for baits, because power possessed units will often do a lot more damage than a player that's possessed. Treasure Hunter, you can see supply crates through walls at close range. You can also see their rarity, so you'll see the white outline for common, blue for rare, purple for epic, and the goldish yellow for legendary. So sometimes, well, with most characters, you have to go all the way around and go inside of somewhere to check out the rarity. The ED2 can be like, it's not worth me stopping for a common. Let me just get the fuck on with my life, and that's fine. And I'm the guy with the double barrel, and Weapon Master double barrel allows you to spawn with the double barrel and do more damage with the double barrel. Weapon Master double barrel has just 20%, but when you prestige, it goes up by 5%. So that's my boy. Not too bad, not too shabby. And actually, let me actually fix this guy real quick. So as I said, I build all my hunters a bit differently. Because he does the double barrel, I increase the range using long shot. It only has 2 shots in it, so your second shot will have last chance trigger. So you're going to do 1, and then your second shot will just have this extra 20% thanks to last chance. That's a bit of how that works. Alright, team. So check it out. So this be our pink F alignment. So our pink F alignment is 2 melee, because they suck at melee. 5 in range, just like Annie. So if you remember, Annie has 5, so hunters also have 5. Their 50% reload speed reduction is pretty good. 2 in health, once again, not much health. So you go from 900 to 950. You have a bit more health if you invest in industrial strength, but they typically don't have much. Fear, they're 3 in fear, and 5 in stamina. That 5th pink F in stamina actually adds 1/4 stamina regeneration, so you regenerate stamina a bit quicker, which is good, and 3 in shield. So they are quite squishy. They're quite squishy. Alright, dope. Also, if you guys notice, there are 2 icons at my bottom left by my HUD. You have deadly from a distance and deadly up close. Be mindful to take a look at those icons. It's just a quick look. You don't have to, fucking stare in the middle of a match. But this will tell you basically when certain perks are active, because these are threshold perks. See that? That's a stack. That's a damage stack that you guys see. And it gets popped in a bit. There we go. So that is the stack. And if you have the handgun out, you'll see the weapon master pop up, that crown. That crown means you're under our weapon mastery. And as you guys see, you get a certain amount.
Work with what you got.
See, weapon mastery goes away, weapon mastery comes back. So, as you guys see, she stacks based off of the hits, and after about 5 seconds, all stacks are removed. And when you see her hands glow purple, ammo for days pop, and you see that my number is not budging until it goes away.
I'm reloading.
And that's how it be. Make sure that as a hunter, you are mindful of your low health, of your generally low health. Certain places are really good. I'm actually going to go into further detail in another video. But one thing is looping. As a hunter, one of your main defenses is looping. Your damage is actually a lot more safe than melee, but it comes at a cost. You have limited ammo. You do not have unlimited ammo. So what does that mean? That means you need to choose when to battle. You need to choose when to shoot. You can't always shoot and be okay. Sometimes it's okay to run. Because the demon is going to want to actually get rid of your ammo. Especially when it goes towards the end game with the dark ones where you guys cannot loot. So something to help are these banisters. So the demon cannot actually vault banisters. They can vault windows, but they cannot vault banisters. So it's pretty good. You can actually whoop 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 and have a good time. If you guys play Dead by Daylight, then you motherfuckers know how that goes. What the fuck? Thanks AI. Yeah, then you guys know how it goes. Just be mindful, they can break this. So these are not absolutely that strong. But these banisters, these strong banisters up here, yeah, demon can't just walk through that. Nor can they vault. So some places, or sometimes there will be, once again, a car right here, if you guys notice. So if you're a hunter, looping is probably going to be one of your best defenses. Yes, you can demolish a lot of demons that come your way, but you need to be savvy with your ammo. So if a demon is chasing you, you can just run up easily in some of these places. Vault. They cannot vault after you. They have to go down the stairs. But some places there's a car here, so you have to take the car and dip the fuck out. And that is it. That is the very brief, very short intro to the hunters and the hunter class. Hope you guys stay safe, stay hydrated, and of course, have a good one.